Hello everyone and welcome back. So Sanctus Reach has now officially been released by the team, and I was lucky enough to get sent over a review copy of the game. So what I'm basically going to do in this video is go through the game and show it off as much as I can and give my thoughts and feedback. As you can see, we've got campaigns, multiplayer, skirmish, editor. This is something I really want to show off. The general options, the format takes it to their website, and obviously exit, which exits the game. So what we'll do, we'll start off talking about the campaigns, and then we'll move on to the multiplayer, then to the skirmish mode, and then to the editor. So let's jump in and let's get started. Before I jump in and actually show off the actual campaign system in the game, I just want to give some feedback about what Sanctus Reach is. I know some of you have watched my previous Sanctus Reach video, so you'll probably already know. So this is for the new people. Sanctus Reach was a box set released by GW. I think it's going back, I think 2 years now, if I'm not mistaken. About 1 to 2 years ago. And it was basically a starter box set with Space Wolves and Orcs. And from this, the developer, Sliveron Studios, has now made it into a 3D turn-based strategy game. So it's not like an RTS game like Dawn of War. This is a turn-based strategy game. So for example, I have a turn to move my units, then you have a turn to move your units, then I move my units. It's basically like that. You know, it's not free flowing like Dawn of War or anything like that. Anyway, that's out the way, so let's jump in and let's talk campaign. So the campaign system. Now I was confused about this. I actually got it wrong in one of my previous videos. Is that I thought the campaign was Orcs and Space Wolves. That's where I was wrong. The actual campaign is purely Space Wolves. You lead Space Marine, the Space Wolves in the campaign, or you can play as the Orcs in skirmish battles. Now there's two campaigns. There's a Stormclaw campaign, which has over 20 missions and skirmishes, and there's the Hour of the Wolf, which has over 25 mission and skirmishes. You can play a Space Wolves hero such as Ragnar Blackmane, you know, the Logan Grimnar, you know, all those big names that you would expect on the tabletop. You can actually play in this game. Also, before I actually give my feedback on the Orcs not being a campaign race, you could probably see Chapter Master Purge at the bottom as well. Now that is from the actual editor. I was actually playing around here before I made this video on the editor, which I'm going to show off later in the video, where you can actually go in and actually make your own missions and stuff. So completely ignore that. Yeah, that is my campaign. Don't think there's another campaign on here. That is my campaign that I was just messing around with and playing around with in the editor. So yeah, it's got two campaigns, as you can see here. We've got the Stormclaw and the Hour of the Wolf. I was kind of let down a bit that the Orcs actually weren't in the campaign, like you can play from the side of the Orcs, because I know there's a lot of Orc players out there, and there's Orcs have a huge fan base, and I know a lot of people on my previous videos were saying, oh, I cannot wait to play the Orc campaign. And me myself, you know, I was actually looking forward to play the Orc campaign, because I've never really played like a game from an Orc perspective, which has like some kind of story behind it that drives you on. So I was quite let down by that, but at least we have him in skirmish mode. You know, it's not like completely hung out and drying with you know, we've left with nothing. At least we have him in skirmish mode, and who knows, maybe in the future it may come out as DLC or something like that. Maybe they have other plans for the Orcs and campaigns and stuff like that. But here's hoping that someday we'll get Orcs added as a campaign view in Sanctus Reach. So as you can see, the first campaign we have is called Stormclaw. Now Stormclaw has over 20 missions and skirmishes, and you take the commanding role of Wolflord Crom Dragongaze. So he's basically on his observation bay on the strike cruiser Iron Pelt. How Space Wolf can you get? Decides that the second attack wave starts now, of course. So yeah, this is from his perspective. So if we were to click select, and it will load. When it loads, you can actually see how the campaign system is set up. So you have to click regions. Now I don't know if any of you've watched my previous videos. We've actually played this one, the Thunderhawk crash site. So what I would do, I would click on this region, and then I would click select, and then it would load up the map. And with a bit of video editing, we have the map. Now, firstly, let me just say, and now I've said this about everything about this game so far, is that the visuals of the game for me are absolutely fantastic. For me, it looks like you're looking at a board in like a Games Workshop or a hobby store. I don't know if other people are getting that sense, but for me, when I first saw the game, I'm thinking, do you know what? That is straight out of like someone's imagination, and you know, I can actually build that if I put some time and effort in. You know, it's really, really, really awesome. So as you can see now, we've moved on to the next stage where it's basically your force selection. You have to pick which units you'd like to take into battle. On this map, just this map, I've got everything selected because it falls within the point cost. You actually have point cost to select. So, for example, I can select like 5 dreadnoughts if I wanted to, but it probably wouldn't be the best, as I've only got them 5 dreadnoughts and I'm missing the rest of an army. So you have to be very, very careful which units you take on certain maps, and you know, against certain enemies. But as you can see, if I had to zoom in on the map here now, I can't really move around because it's in the force deployment, but the maps and the environments are absolutely gorgeous. I keep saying it, it's absolutely amazing, guys. Really, really nice. If it's one thing that these guys have got right, is the way the boards look and the battlefield look. It's absolutely amazing. So yeah, the force selection, you can go down here, you can see which units you've got or which units you want to take. You can see all the stats here, the power, the piercing, the accuracy, the shots you have. So for example, these guys will have, let's say, 2 shots per turn, whereas which guy just had that then? I think he has 1 shot per turn. So it's very, very tactical on which units you take into which battle. This map, I've actually already done a playthrough of this on a previous video, but this map, you have to defend the Thunderhawk for a couple of minutes. Sorry, not a couple of minutes, a couple of turns. I think it's about 8 turns. So what I'll do, I'll click start, I'll show it off for like a couple of minutes, and we'll move on and we'll go and look at the other campaign. And here we are in game, chaps. So as you can see, this is my army over here. I've got them all lined up defending the Thunderhawk. The Orcs are going to be attacking from this location, and we basically have to defend. Obviously, you have secondary objectives and stuff and all that kind of stuff. You can see up here, capture and hold the victory points. I've got 1 of 2. The next one is the comms array, so I have to try and get that. I think they've actually changed this from the actual beta build, so I don't think I can just stay here and defend now. Really, this is new to me, as it is to you probably. So yeah, so it looks like I'll have to move forward and capture this. But let's just go in and let's look at the units and the movements and stuff, and just show off how the actual game works. So for example, if I wanted to move these guys, I select them here, and then I click on this square, and I basically move them. Now, I don't think these guys are in range. No, they're not in range. Maybe if we get these guys and move these guys down here. These guys, here we go, yes. So these guys are going to be in range of these Gretchen, these vile Xenos. So let us try and purge. As you can see, if I click on this unit again, action points, so it's only got 1 more action point. So if I click on them again, and you'll see the action point disappear. So that unit has 2 action points. It's got 1 reaction point, so if these Gretchen were to run up and try and just get into range, these guys would have 1 reaction point to shoot and give these guys some damage. As you can see, they've still got 2 movement points, but I think since I fired, it cancels that out. Now there is one thing I would like to, well, a couple of things, 2 things I would like to talk about, which I've noticed in the comments of my previous videos has caused a lot of debate, and that is the animation, slash look of the models, and the actual sound, the sounds of the models in game. Now, for me, with the actual look of the models, I've got to say I love them. As a tabletop fan, the models for me are brilliant. If you were to go into a GW store or a hobby shop and buy a Space Wolf box set, you basically get what you see on the screen. You know, it's just a 1-for-1 reference from the tabletop. Like, if I could go over to these guys, like these these heads over here, I've always found this one hilarious. It's like a blowback head, like the wind's got his hair and stuff. It's Transylvania Space Wolf. So, you know, seeing this kind of stuff in a game like this, for me, I think is brilliant. And now, I know a lot of people have said, oh no, it looks a bit too cartoonish. But for me, as a tabletop fan, I actually just love, like, they actually look like models. And I'm basically playing, like, more or less a digital tabletop. And, you know, the models are basically just reference from the tabletop. So for me, it's great. But there's one thing I do agree on, is that the sound in game is, yeah, it's not too good. Let me try and show you this off for you. Right, okay, let's do a chainsaw attack on these orcs over here who've been battering us. So let's hit them. Let's do it again. Actually, let's do a bolt pistol shot this time. Now, I know that's probably not the best reference to show off, but for me, I just don't think the sound in-game reflect how I would think they would sound in the actual lore. The bolt pistols sound a bit too tinner. The chainsaws sound a bit too tinner. I want more of a brutal feeling, a bit more of a brutal sound. Yeah, so if there's one thing that I would like improved on in the game, it would be the sound. The music itself is fine. I've actually turned the music off because obviously I'm filming and I'm editing all this together, and it would sound weird if like the music was coming in and disappearing and you had like loud bits and silent bits and stuff like that. But the music in game is fine. The actual sounding of the bolt pistols seem a bit too tinner, like I said, and yeah, it just doesn't feel on par as I would imagine it. So hopefully they may make improvements to that, and you know, listen to the community, because I know there's a lot of people that have actually commented on that. Anyway, let's jump out of this and let's go and look at the other campaign. And here we have the next campaign. Now the next campaign is called the Hour of the Wolf, and in this campaign you can control some famous heroes such as Ragnar Blackmane or Logan Grimnar. Let me get that right, I don't want to have the fury of the Space Wolf fans. So yes, this is the next campaign we have to the Stormclaw campaign. This campaign is bigger than the previous one. This one has over 25 missions, where the Stormclaw campaign has just over 20 missions, plus the skirmish battles which you can fight. So let's press on and let's see what this campaign has to offer over the other one. And this is the campaign mission select for the Hour of the Wolf. As you can see, it's a little bit bigger than the Stormclaw campaign. You have some multiple options to start off with. What I will do, I'll start off with the fall of Mordred's Ridge, because this one has a knight unit in it, and I want to show off the knight and yeah, show it off to people who don't really know about knights and explain some stuff about knights. So what I'll do, I'll select this mission now. With the glory of video editing, I should be in game. And here we are in game, and as you can see, it's a different map. This one is a fortress based map. You can see our units lined up here. I can't really zoom in as I'm on this menu at the moment. You can see the main objective: advance forward through the horde, push back the orc forces, capture all victory points, expect heavy resistance. Of course, we're going against the orcs. Of course we're going to get heavy resistance. As you can see here, we're playing with Wolflord Ragnar Blackmane. So Ragnar Blackmane is going to be our HQ choice. But yeah, this again, I keep coming back to it. The maps are gorgeous. They really, I cannot get over how happy I am to see like an RTS game. Well, a 40k RTS game with elements of the tabletop from it. Like with Dawn of War and stuff, they were fantastic. Don't get me wrong, but this is, you know, it's basically, I'm looking at I keep going back to this. I'm looking at tabletop. I'm seeing all the little barrels and stuff. I'm seeing all the little tiles, all the pipes, all the fortress itself is a Forge World fortress, if I'm not mistaken. All the ruined buildings over here. You can buy you can buy any of this off GW, and if you wanted to, if you had the time, effort, and skill, you could go and make this in your back room and game on it. That's how awesome this these maps are, and that's why I'm in love with them so much. Okay, as we move on to the force selection, you can see here now during this campaign mission, we actually have a point limit of 3,500, so we can only pick 3,500. So it wouldn't probably be best if I went and selected all the Thunderwolf cavalry and just had Thunderwolf cavalry. I would probably get murdered within a couple of turns. So this is what I mean when you really have to select certain units you think are really going to be in the game are going to do you well. Of course, we've got to get the knight because I want to show the knight off, and we'll probably get the predator. Well, actually, the knight's already pre-selected, so yeah, we can't go without the knight anyway. But yeah, all you need to do in situations like this, if you like a unit, you just click on them. If you dislike him, you just right-click on them. It's stuff like that. And for example, if I click on the predator again, you can see the points cost up here goes down, so you know it does keep track of what you've got. I'll just randomly click some units as we're not really going to go into this match fully. I just want to show off some of the core features of it. I'll get some rhinos up here, yeah, some long fang. You can actually click them on here as well if that's how you'd like to do it. Some thunderwolves, maybe, yeah, land speeder, no. High claw, okay. Oh wait, no, I think we're at, yep, sorry, we are at our limit, chaps. So as you can see, yep, this is it, you know. I've got 140 points left over. I probably could work it a bit better. For example, I can select those blood claws here. Now I've got 40 points. I haven't selected Ragnar Blackmane actually, so let me just get rid of the wolf guard because I would like to show him off. I need to get rid of something else as well. Let's get rid of Rhino. And oh wait, Ragnar Blackmane is already pre-selected. I am being an idiot. But anyway, let's jump in and let's show off the map and some of the units on this campaign. Here we are back in game now, chaps. As you can see, we've got the knight in front of us. There's one thing I actually want to discuss, which I forgot to discuss during the last campaign, and that is the camera movement. And I think they would have benefited of having a middle mouse camera movement. Now, what I mean by that, in Dawn of War 2, or the Dawn of War games, if you hold down your middle mouse, you can basically do like a 360 arc and like point it up, down, and get really close to the ground, you know, really zoom in on certain characters and stuff like that. In this game, you either use your arrow keys to zoom in and out, your arrow keys to go left or right, or you can actually use some of your keyboard keys to do the same, like yeah, that is Q and that is E. But yeah, I was a little disappointed because I really wanted to zoom in on this knight and look at it. Like, I wanted to look up now and look at his chest, but I don't really have an option for that. I don't know if I'm missing something, but yeah, they don't really have that option, which is really sucky because the model is glorious. It's a fantastic model, and I just want to get some really good action shots of like different angles and stuff like that to really show the actual punishment it can do. But yeah, if that's one thing they could patch in, or maybe I haven't read into it that much, I'm probably being awful somewhere, maybe it's something I'm not doing right, but if I am doing stuff right and it's not in game, I would really like the developers to get on that and add a better camera function so you can actually really zoom in and look at the battlefield in a different way. Okay, so let's move on and let's send this knight into battle, and you can see it purge in the Emperor's glorious name. Okay, here we are. I'm going to try and position this so I can fire at it, fire at these guys at a better angle. So let us move the knight down. As you can see, like, the screen shakes and stuff when it moves and stuff. The animation of the knight is well, it's how I think it would move anyway. I think they did a great job with the animation in that department. As you can see here, we've got the thermal cannon and we've got the heavy stubber. So what I'll do, I think I'll fire the thermal cannon first. See what that does. Holy Emperor of Mankind, that annihilated that squad. And let's do the heavy stubber on these Gretchen at the back. And as you saw then, the actual cover covered that shot. So the cover in this game is cover. You know, you can't shoot through or anything like that. So yeah, you have to really watch out for that kind of stuff. What I'll do, I'll end the turn real fast and I'll try and get this guy into melee combat, and I'll show off this huge glorious chainsword before we move on to the next subject in the video. Okay, so after endless waves of orcs, there's a huge amount of orcs in this map. I'm not gonna lie, there's just a lot of orcs. This is going to be a difficult map when I come to play this. Mission properly. So yes, I've managed to get my knight into melee range of these orc boys down here. So now I want to show you. Let me position the chainsaw this side, since on this side. Let's see what it does, and how much damage it does. It's got a 90% chance to hit, damage potential medium. So let's see. Oh, okay. Did I press the wrong thing? Well, that's melee. He steps at him. I guess that works even better. You know, crushing your foes underneath your feet. So yeah, good job, Mr. Knight. Let's move on to the next bit, and that is the multiplayer. Then we're going to move on to the editor, which I cannot wait to show off because it's the best bit of this game in my opinion. So let's jump, and I'll quickly go over the multiplayer stuff in this game. Okay, so with the multiplayer area of the game, I can quickly show it off. I can't really go in depth and show it off because this is a review copy, and there's no one online now. There's only, you know, it's only been sent out to a small fraction of people. Like I would normally get someone off my friends list to come in and join me so I can show off the multiplayer bit, but since none of my friends have review copies, I can't show the game off. So what I am going to do, I'm going to explain how the multiplayer works with a game from Slytherin. Now, Slytherin have a separate online account, so to play online for these chaps, you're gonna have to make an account over on their website. They basically, yeah, it's how they've always done their games, to be completely fair. You know, they have a server ranking system and all that kind of stuff. So once you have made an account, all you do, enter the details, your password, go on, and you'll see the lobby. What I probably will do, after launch, and some of my friends have got the game, I'll come back and I'll make a separate video showing off the multiplayer aspect of the game. But for now, let's just push on and let's move to the skirmish mode. So here we are at the skirmish mode in-game. Now for me, the skirmish mode and the map editor are the two things which really stand out in this game for me. I think it's the two strong points of the game. I'm not saying anything else is bad, I'm just saying for me, the skirmish mode and the map editor are the two reasons which I probably come back and keep playing this game again and again and again, because you can completely change it and have different scenarios all the time, and just, you know, everything won't be the same thing. You can experience again and again and again. Everything will be different. So let's look at it. So map size, we can select what kind of map size we want. Custom, down here you can actually see the custom stuff. So if I want it to be, I think it goes up to 64 if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, so it goes up to 64. I'll just leave it at that for now. So that can go up to 64, but say for example I wanted to play on a small map, I can just click on these arrows and that'll be small, and the presets down here will change to a small kind of map. The style of the map, so we can have it like set kind of like it's in an Imperial fortress. We can set it as near a refinery, in a wasteland. What else have we got? A fortress, Ulrich. So I think that's actually in a fortress. Well, you've actually got the walls of the fortress on that one. Acid Woods, Goth Town. So you can have like an orc-styled theme map. Hollow Hills. And we're back at the Imperial Fortress. Again, we can decide who's attacking, who's defending. You can actually put it as meeting engagement. So it's like, you know, everyone's just smashing it out in the middle. So we can attack, like I said, or defend. We'll just put it to defend. Force size, again down here you can change the point cost. So Space Wolves, for example, I can move it up to, as you know, a really big, like apocalyptic game. And as you can see, the bigger I increase the points, the bigger the map will go. Can you actually see it near the width now? That's actually going up. So yeah, it's one of these things, like, you know, it's this kind of thing that I like to see in these kind of games, where, you know, it gives me the freedom just to jump in, have a quick battle. These actual battles last for quite some time, but you know, it just gives you the freedom to jump in and play something that's not in the campaign and just enjoy the game and all its aspects. And plus, with this, you can also play as the orcs as well, which is a really big thing for a lot of people. So this is where a lot of people are going to be jumping on and actually playing as the orc faction, and just, yeah, smashing the Space Wolf skulls in. So I'm sure a lot of people enjoy that. Anyway, let us move on, and I want to finally finish the video. Well, I'm not going to finish the video. Well, I'm going to move on to the editor, and then I'm going to finish it with some final thoughts and give some general feedback about the game. But for now, we're going to move on to the editor and discuss the editor, as that's the favourite part of the game for me. And here we are back at the glorious glorious, glorious editor. Now, you probably have already can tell from my voice and like how I've been banging on about it through the entire video, is that the editor for me is probably the best part of this game. For someone who is a hobbyist like me, or well, I've just got back into the hobby. For someone who's a hobbyist like me and loves like just terrain and looking at like displays and display stuff like in models and stuff like that, I absolutely love editors like this, because you can go in and you can create whatever by the Emperor you want. You can, and it's all 40k reference as well, which is even more better. So let us select and let us go forward. So here we are at the actual fortress, the actual editor's new scenario setup. So I'm just going to keep it all basically at the defaults. I'm not going to make it big or anything like that, because I just want to quickly show off and go through and to show off how awesome this stuff is. So let me press OK. So as you can see here now, we've got it based on the fortress map. So most of it is just this squarey, plain, rubbly ground, but we don't want that. We want to make it a lot more cooler, and so we've got a lot of tiles here and stuff, as you can see. So we can make these kind of grates, stuff like we could probably like, you know, keep doing this all the way down, like make paths and stuff if we wanted to. Aquillas, we can put like the funky aquillas on the ground. Oh, that one didn't show up. That one is not showing up either. Maybe it's... Oh, I think that might be broken. Let me see if this one works. No, it is not. I don't know why that is not working. But anyway, let's move on and let's show off some more. So as you can see here, we can add more of these tiles to the ground. And it, you know, looking at that now, it looks like a little roadway. So, you know, some of this funky stuff you can do. And it's not just this, you know, there's more tiles you can do. And all that kind of cool stuff. And it's just not like tiles and all. Well, actually, let me just show this off, because we can actually like make bends and all that kind of really cool stuff. But yeah, like I said, you know, you can really invest a lot of time into here. And as you can see, we've got the normal tile, so if we make a mistake, we can just get out of here and make it go back. We have some damage markers, so we've got blood. We can put some blood down. Tile 15, which is some explosions, some more bigger craters and all that kind of stuff. I don't know why it's not showing. Maybe I'm doing something wrong. Right, but this is the really cool stuff. So object placement mode. This is where you can create some really awesome scenery. So you can have some. Where is it? There we go. So we can have like a fallen knight crash there. Let's put like its legs at the back, like it's fell over and just like shattered or something. We can put the a space wolf thunderhawk in here, like all crashed and yeah, you know, all battered and stuff like that, which I think is really cool. So you can have like maybe it like crashed into some buildings and all that kind of stuff. If you look here, look, Imperial Pipes. There's these pipes, and you know, you can just join in and all this kind of funky stuff. Look, I'm putting like all the struts in and stuff, so it's all stood up. Imperial, yeah, there's another pipe here. The bend, I can put a bend in it. You know, T-junction there. It's, you know, it's, your imagination can run wild in the editor, and you can make so much funky stuff. Look, some ammunition crates, barrels, yeah, here we go, fort corners. So I can actually make like a fort if I wanted to, if I like got all the cool stuff. Oh, that door is really bad. I probably shouldn't have done that. I'm probably the worst Imperial fish you'll ever find. But yeah, you know, if you're one of these people that can come in and dedicate time and effort, you can really create some really gorgeous maps. I know I'm still learning this, because obviously this is the full review copy. I didn't really have this in my beta version I had, so I'm really going to spend some time looking at this and really getting the hang of it and how it all works. Look at this. Look how glorious this is. Look at this wall. It's got all like the skulls in it and stuff. Oh, come on now. This is so cool. It's so cool. It's completely amazing. I cannot wait to just get myself lost in this and just start making some really funky stuff. Oh, look at this wire trap. You know, tank trap. So yeah, I think my first job is going to make like an Imperial city that's under siege and sort of traps and roads and explosions everywhere. So look out for that. Yeah. So this was the editor. It wasn't a full in-depth look because I think I can dedicate a full video with this editor. To show off all its glorious features. I just want to give you a quick look into it and how awesome it can be, and for like people who really love this kind of stuff, I think this is going to be the game where you can just come in and let your imagination run wild and create some fantastic scenarios and make some awesome maps and all that kind of jazz. Anyway, let us move on to the final segment of the video where I'm just going to go over a few things and just chat about the game in general. So let's push on and let's get started on that. Okay, so let's talk about the actual game, and let's just end the video of like some of my thoughts and all that kind of stuff. So firstly, is the game good? Personally, yes, I think it is a really great game. I would recommend this to my friends. Me being a tabletop person and coming from the background of tabletop and all the lore and stuff, looking at this game, it is basically Warhammer Tabletop. It's not Warhammer Tabletop, there's no dice rolls in it or anything like that, but looking at the models, looking at the movements, the turn systems, all that kind of funky stuff, it is definitely for me the closest we're probably going to get for a long time to Warhammer Tabletop in a digital format. I definitely think the strong points of the game are the skirmish and the editor. For me, well, that's a strong point for me. I'm sure people will say the campaign will be for them on the multiplayer, but for me, the skirmish and the editor are definitely my strong points because I love creating maps. I love just going into random maps and just smashing it out. Sometimes campaigns can get a little bit drainy for me, and I find I struggle sometimes going through campaigns, whereas in the editor I can sit down for an entire night and make this huge cool map and just have some fun in it, knowing that wow, I've actually designed this. So yeah, the skirmish mode and the editor, they're definitely the big draws for me, and I think for other people in the hobby as well, because I think this game's actually got to appeal to the hobbyists and maybe bring them into like the digital aspect of the Warhammer IP, because I know a lot of people, when I posted other videos about this game, were saying, oh, this game looks really cool, the models and all that kind of stuff are basically Space Wolf models off the tabletop, and this is from people that I've never really bought a Warhammer digital game before. These are like out and out hobbyists who are just there just for the tabletop, and they've shown a lot of interest in the game, so I'm sure adding the editor will fill them with excitement as they can go in and create these huge nice new maps and fill it out with all these glorious shiny things. Now if I was to be negative about this game, obviously I am going to be negative about this game. There's a couple of things which I've already mentioned in the video. The one which I forgot to mention at the campaign is the camera. I think the camera needs a bit more work. I'm not too happy with the camera. I wish they had more of a fluid camera so you can move around and really get down there and get in with the units and really see the purging and the sounds. I'm not really a big fan of the actual sound in game. The music's incredible. I love the music, but I don't know. The bolters and some of the guns, some of the chainsaw effects and some of the clashes, it just doesn't sound too right. Which I hope they improve on. Maybe they'll release some patches with some updated sound files and stuff like that. So who knows? So yeah, that is it, chaps. This is the end of my video. I don't know, should I call this a review? Is it really, does this class as a review? Do you think I've put enough work in for it to be classed as a review? Hopefully. Let's see. But yeah, this is like, well, I think this is like my first attempt at actually trying to like review and go in depth of a game. I normally just jump on and play them and stuff like that, but I know a lot of people saying, hey, you should review this, you should review this, you should review this. So this is my first attempt, and I hope you've enjoyed it. I have enjoyed this game vastly. I think the wide amount of Warhammer 40k fans will enjoy this game as well. It's nothing glorious like Dawn of War or anything like that, but it is a really fun action-packed game, and if you love turn-based tactical games, you will love this game. You will love this game. So yeah, that's it from me, chaps. I hope you've enjoyed the video. I'm repeating myself. I hope you've enjoyed the video. It's been really good. It's been really fun playing it and editing it all together. And I will see you next time. So have a great week, and if I don't see you, have a great weekend. See you now, and bye bye.